Other news. KOGI NUJ comments State Governor Bello on legacy projects. Scarcity of new NAIRA notes. People of KOGI State called on the federal government to intervene. KOGI Central Senator Yakubu Oseni donates ICT Center to State NUJ, described journalists as mirrors of society. And President Putin approved sales of MERCEDES-BENZ Russia finance arm. And this is the MLC TV Global News, reaching you live from the city of Lokoja, the confluent state of Nigeria. I am Matthias Ayodeji Peter. Good day and thanks for joining us. Nigerian Union of Journalists KOGI State Chapter has commended Governor Bello for giant strides recorded in security and infrastructural development across the 3 senatorial districts. The described projects accomplished as legacy projects. The chairman, Momo Jimo Adeza, led the delegations to visit major projects within the state capital, Lokoja, and KOGI Central. The assessment tour was to commemorate Governor Bello's 7 years in office and KOGI NUJ Congress Week. Our reporter Faith Abdul-Ghaffar has more on the story.
The NUJ team, as part of the program to mark Governor Bello's 7 years administration, visited major legacy projects of Governor Bello. On the tour are the Commissioners for Information and Communications, Kingsley Fanwo, and the Educations, Wame Jones, including the SSA to the Governor on Electronic Media, Avoye Unwogo. First was a visit to Muhammadu Buhari Square, GYB Modern Science School at Dankolo, and the first flyover bridge within Lokoja. They also proceeded to Conference University of Science and Technology, Osara, and the Reference Hospital Okene within KOGI Central. The team leader and the chairman of the state NUJ, Adeiza Momojimo, was overwhelmed by the quality of projects delivered by the administration. He commended the governor for providing modern and quality health facilities at Reference Hospital for the people of KOGI and Nigeria at large, describing all projects as legacies and that the generations yet unborn will appreciate him.
I want to say that with what I have seen today and what our colleagues have seen, this government has done exceptionally well. Our governor has been known to be the first in virtually everything. At least you all agree with me that there's no hospital like this before in KOGI State. So as far as this hospital is concerned, our governor has scored the first. We believe that if there is continuity in everything we do, the people will be the better for it. And again, something came to my mind when I was seeing all these facilities, our maintenance culture. And I'm happy to learn that this facility is going to be given to a specialized hospital to manage.
The Commissioner for Health, Usman Zakari, represented by Dr. Barnabas Shegun Isaac, at the tour, gave insight into how the advanced CT scan and MRI machines work.
Here we are now is medical imaging building, which house our MRI, that's magnetic resonant imaging machine, and our computerized tomography machine, that is the CT scan. This particular machine here can image the whole system of the body, and it will now give us definitive diagnosis of pathological problems in the system of the body, which will be of immense advantage to people who patronize this hospital. Because from KOGI State, we do refer to Abuja or Enugu or Ilorin. But now with this machine here now, from Federal Medical Center, Lokoja, or any other hospital within KOGI State or neighboring states can refer their patients down to this facility. So it's a great advantage in that our people really need to spend much money traveling down to Abuja.
On the issue of the quality of machines and their ability to deliver optimally, the health experts said KOGI has the latest and noted that the hyperbaric and gas plant installed can work non-stop for many hours.
Sufficient for this reference hospital and all other hospitals within KOGI State, both public and private. is even much more sufficient for the state than we can give to our neighboring state. That is the capacity of this oxygen plant.
The Commissioners for Information and Education assured the people of Kogi of quality service delivery in all sectors.
And there must be a nexus between what you promise the people while you are looking for the office and what you are able to do. So he came with the strength of the 5 thematic areas: education, and the other sectors, which includes healthcare, agriculture, youth and women engagement, civil service reforms. These are the 5 thematic areas. And today, when you do a checklist of what he has been able to achieve in the area of education, you have seen the GYB model secondary school, and we have many of that model across the state. You can also see COSTECH, that in record time the governor was able to establish fund, and today the 3rd set is already resuming. Then when you move to health, he made it very clear, abundantly clear, that he wants a revolution in that sector, and that revolution is what we are seeing here. You could see what he has done at the specialist hospital, at the general hospital, the zonal hospital leader, and a lot of other health facilities. And this kind of hospital has been replicated at Gegu and also at Isolu in Yagba Federal Constituency of Kogi West. Now, coming here, you could see this place was established to address the issue of medical tourism in the country. You could see all the facilities that are here. You could see the environment. And also what we have not talked about is the hyperbaric chamber. The hyperbaric chamber is not yet in Africa. And I was telling one of the journalists that some of our people queue up for 4 months in Europe to use this hyperbaric machine. Now, instead of going to Europe, you can come to Kogi State and use it.
I was on the first visit of the governor to this place, and then it was as if the contractors were not so serious. And the governor told them that in 30 days I'm going to come back and see what you are doing. And true to his word, he came visiting. And since then, I can confirm to you that the job has been moving at a speed that is neck-breaking. And from my interaction with the consultant and the VC, these projects will be delivered on time. Nothing is going to prevent any contractor from delivering the project as at when due. And for people who want to become scientists, engineers, and other vocations in the science and technology space, this is the place to be.
In COSTECH are roads within faculties and department buildings that are under construction by the state government and through the tax fund intervention. The Vice Chancellor, Salihu Sadiku, commended the governor for investing so much in education.
By my own assessment, most of the secondary school graduates from Kogi State have flair for numeracy. They have flair for mathematics and physics, and in most cases they end up reading engineering. One, this project is going to provide opportunities for them to pursue their careers in life. But we are approaching our constraints very seriously. Number one, as I'm talking to you now, we have sent out 21 of our staff for PhD through TED Fund intervention. We are still going to send more. We have quite a number of hands, although they may not be matured now. We have master's degree holders that we are just taking. We will process them. We'll process them. All it requires is just a matter of time and investment. Apart from that, we are not afraid of making use of existing manpower elsewhere through sabbatical, through visiting, and so on. So, and then when you know the fact that I am an engineer, I know how to go around this.
The NUJ further emphasized the maintenance of these projects, saying the government's decision to consult most of them to the private managers will help. Faith Abdul Ghaffar reporting for MLC TV.
The senator representing Kogi Central and chairman Senate Committee on ICT and Cyber Crimes, Senator Yakubu Oseni, has officially commissioned and handed over a newly equipped NITDA Digital Economy Center to the state NUJ. Oseni said that the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari and Governor Yahaya Bello are poised at making life better and that they want everyone to have access to information and communication technology at their closet.
What we are doing, we are not doing it because we want you to praise us, no. We are doing what is right, what we believe is the right thing. The world is going digital. And knowing the importance of journalism to the world, you are the mirror of the world. You are the mouthpiece of the world. So, if you are not carried along in digital transformation of the world, it means that the world, or this part of the world, will be left behind. Because whatever you say is what we believe in.
The chairman, Nigerian Union of Journalists, Adeza Momojimo, appreciated the senator for his kind gesture towards them and assured him that they will make proper use of the NITDA Digital Economy Center.
As we put the center to use, it will save us the time and money that we would have used to do more of our work in other centers outside these premises. This new development comes with its own dignity, as we now have a digital economy center that we can call our own. The special gift from our senator is something that we are proud of and from which we shall ever remain grateful to our humble, easygoing and generous national lawmaker. We should also note that the senator is not on the ballot yet for 2023 election. He is not contesting election back into the Senate. Yet, he has chosen to help the union with this befitting digital economy center. We want to use this opportunity to call on those, especially politicians, who rose to high political positions on the crest of the votes they got from the electorate, to always remember to give back to the people part of what the society gave to them. And that they should remember that the river which forgets its source does so at its own peril.
The commissioning attracted media practitioners within the state capital, Lokoja. Senate President Ahmad Lawal has said that the judgment of the Supreme Court that affirmed him as a senatorial candidate for Yobe North has threatened democracy in Nigeria. Lawal, who made this known while briefing newsmen shortly after his victory at the court in Abuja, commended the Supreme Court for the judgment, describing it as a victory for APC. Lawal said the 9th Senate under his leadership had been productive and restated his commitment to the leadership of the Red Chamber. The judgment recognized him as the candidate of the All Progressive Congress APC for Yobe North Senatorial District over Machino. With the scarcity of new NAIRA notes and fuel unabated in many parts of the country, All Progressive Congress presidential candidate Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu has once again appealed to Nigerians to remain calm as the government and relevant agencies continue to work out solutions. Speaking in Abuja on Tuesday, Asiwaju Tinubu said he sympathizes with the people, especially the downtrodden, who have been made to bear the brunt of the new NAIRA policy by the central bank and irregular supply of petrol that have combined to inflict avoidable pains on the masses. This is contained in a press statement made available to journalists by Director Media and Publicity APC Presidential Campaign Council, Bayo Onanuga. It commends the NNPC Limited for the fuel supply relief being enjoyed in the Federal Capital Territory and urged the company to step up its art to bring relief around the country. He also urged the CBN not to be dogmatic in the deadline it has fixed for the transition from old NAIRA notes to the new ones, especially as the unintended consequence of the policy has been massive pain on the people. The former governor said he is distressed by the news of cash-strapped farmers having to sell their products excessively cheap to avoid losing all. Such dispiriting experience in the short term may be a disincentive to the hardworking farmers. The former governor of Lagos assured Nigerians that the current challenges will soon be over and pleaded that people should avoid anything capable of causing unrest in the country, even when they are justifiably angry. The scarcity and shortage of new NAIRA notes in circulation has made life more difficult for Nigerians. The people lamented at various banks and ATM centers in the city of Lokoja, the confluent state of Nigeria. They called on the federal and state governments to, as a matter of urgency, intervene to cushion the suffering people are presently going through.
The new NAIRA note has really affected me and many others in a negative way because some of us are suffering. It's not easy. When you want to buy some things from a market woman, they will say they don't want transfer from you. They need their cash and all that. And the banks are not really making much money available for us. I don't know if the federal government, if they can help us, I don't get it. Because this stress is becoming too much. If they can help us with some other pay points outside the bank, they should make provision for other pay points outside the bank for us. Even if it's like 3 to 5 pay points, it will be easier and faster for some of us that are on queue to cash out.
The crowd is too much. The stress people go through. Some come here 3 a.m. Some come here 4 a.m. to come and queue. And you stay here till 11 a.m. sometimes before you can be able to withdraw from the ATM. Good event is to reduce excess money in circulation. The corruption aspect will be reduced.
No problem concerning the new NAIRA note, but the problem lies with the poor masses who are suffering because of how to get their money from the bank. Because of they did it because of the rich men, the rich women, but they are not on the queue, and it's become alarming to the citizens.
They also condemned the CBN policy on limiting people to daily spending or withdrawing of only 20,000 naira, which they say cannot meet people's family demands. They say it will only increase poverty among the people.
It's our own personal money. It's the saving we have with them. I don't know why it's like this. It's affecting me. One, I want to go for burial this weekend. And there's no way I can go now because they say are giving me 2,000. What can 2,000 do? And now my vehicle, I have no fuel inside my vehicle now.
Everything about the prayer is ill processed. In short, I don't understand the system. I'm telling you, if they continue like this, and they continue like this, the next thing will be protests. The SARS issue the other time, in short, they will not be able to cope this because everybody is involved. The security are involved. Civil defense, you can see them waiting here. The military people are waiting here. The project, everybody is waiting. Nothing is happening. Now this money they are telling us we can only get 2,000 naira from our own money, hard-earned money. We can only get 2,000. We don't understand what is happening. I appeal to the federal government that they should allow the old and new naira note to work together until after election. That's just it. That's the only way we think. This thing is, we're not getting anything here. They are already hoarding the money. Like yesterday, it was 3, 4. The whole system was within the bankers alone. They were giving themselves 20, 30,000 naira.
The situation appears worrisome as the developments has forced hundreds of people to besiege various banks in a bid to withdraw money, while scores of point-of-sale POS operators have been forced out of businesses due to a lack of cash.
Because that the money we earned, and it has been giving POS people a lot of challenges based on the money. When we get to bank, the limited money we can collect in a day, it is 40,000 naira, which it is not up to people's satisfaction. So people have been, when we get to bank are still giving us old money, whereas people are not collecting old money from us again. And it has been giving us problem that 31st is next week, and what are we going to do? Right now, presently, the old money that I'm with now is over 300,000 naira. Presently now, we are still talking to them in bank that if they can extend these challenges so that citizens can satisfy with the challenges that we are facing about the old money.
Because the 200 naira is not much. Sometimes throughout the day, we see only 1 200 naira note. So it's not much. I don't think it's possible. Let them give more cash. So people are not getting it too much. It's only the 1,000 naira and the 500 naira that is available. But the 200 naira is scarce. Let them print it and make sure you reach everybody so that before they will abandon the other. If not, it will not be easy.
Okay. Similarly, many smallholder businesses have been forced to close shops due to a lack of patronage. The management of Techno Oil Limited has directed its outlets nationwide to make fuel sales to motorists round the clock to mitigate the hardship facing Nigerians currently. The Chief Executive Officer of the company, Tony Onyema, made the announcement on Monday in Lagos while speaking on the efforts of the company to end the current crippling fuel scarcity. In a report, Nigerians are currently facing another round of a nerve-wracking fuel scarcity that has forced motorists nationwide to queue for hours at filling stations in a bid to buy fuel. They have directed their outlets nationwide to dispense fuel to marketers and to motorists to assist government in its relentless and ongoing effort to end the latest round of fuel scarcity. Onyema said fuel sales outlets are open round the clock to give needed services to the public to bring the fuel scarcity problem to an end. He pleaded with oil marketers to give necessary support to the federal government to ensure fuel availability at a time like now to ease the suffering faced by the masses. According to him, Techno Oil has always come to the rescue as a leading oil marketer in moments of fuel scarcity in the country. Nigeria, Africa's top crude exporter, has been plagued by a recurrent fuel scarcity crisis that appears to be posing a serious threat to a landmark general election slated for this month. Now on politics. Ahead of the 2023 general elections, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has challenged its head of department, voter education, as well as publicity and public affairs officers to be strategic in communications. The INEC National Commissioner and Chairman, Information and Voter Education Committee, Festus Okoye, gave the charge at the opening of a two-day training for INEC voter education and publicity officers in Southwest on Monday in Lagos. Okoye said that the training became germane because of the assurances by the INEC chairman, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, that the commission is poised to organize free, fair, transparent, verifiable and inclusive election. He said that it also became important against the backdrop of the coming into force of a new electoral legal framework for the conduct of elections and the commission's commitment to infuse technology in the electoral process. According to him, heads of departments and public affairs officers must interface between the commission and the critical stakeholders at the state and local government levels. To perform effectively and optimally, there are irreducible minimums that must be met and must be present. Okoye emphasized the need for excellent composure and comportment, personal integrity, good reading habits and documentation, basic knowledge of the constitutive legal instrument for the conduct of elections, understanding the processes and procedures of the Commission, among others. He highlighted some of the challenges to include media's crave for sensational headlines, spectre of fake news, problem of planted stories, breaking news syndrome, sources not willing to be named, and information leakage from within, among others. Calling for proper navigation of the media and communications terrain, Okoye urged the officers to know their subject and be the expert while also ensuring proper preparation before going for a live interview. He urged them to be proactive with information sharing. It is better to give information upfront than allow the media share false information and they struggle to explain. He appealed to them to comment only on issues concerning their state and avoid policy issues that are the exclusive preserve of INEC headquarters. Urging the officers to arm themselves with necessary information, Okoye said that all these categories of staff to be used for the forthcoming elections are undergoing training, and the training of others will commence in a few days. For the 2023 general election, the Commission will recruit over 700,000 presiding officers and assistant presiding officers, about over 17,000 supervisory presiding officers, and over 9,000 collation returning officers, as well as over 500,000 polling unit security officials, making a total of over 1.2 million. The Commission is engaging all institutions and critical national institutions supervising critical national assets. The Commission has revised and signed a memorandum of understanding with the National Union of Road Transport Workers and the Marine Workers Union of Nigeria. Okoye said the Commission needs and will hire at least 100,000 buses and 4,000 boats for the election, and the drivers and workers to be engaged must also subscribe to the oath of neutrality that will be administered by the Commission. According to him, all the sensitive and non-sensitive materials required for the conduct of the 2023 general elections are being moved to locations. He added that security is being beefed up in the state and local government offices of the Commission. We go on a short break now. We'll be right back.
Remember, February 2023 is the general election where you will have the opportunity to elect a new president, governors, National and State Assembly members to pilot the affairs of Nigeria for another 4 years. Visit INEC office to get your PVC, which is your power to elect credible leaders. Say no to electoral violence. Say no to vote buying. Say no to thuggery before, during, and after the elections. This message is brought to you by MLC TV.
Welcome back. The chairman of the commission, Hajj House Abuja, Zikrullah Kunle Hassan, has disclosed that over a decade ago, there was a general concern among the Nigerian Ummah that Hajj was an all-comer affair where anyone ventures into irrespective of his or her educational background. Zikrullah said that Hajj Institute of Nigeria, HIN, is Nigeria's and probably Africa's premier institution dedicated to the Hajj and Umrah industry. The institute was established, among other things, to improve the quality of manpower in the Hajj and Umrah sector in Nigeria to be at par with global industry standards, train and certify all employees in the Nigerian Hajj and Umrah sector, develop in liaison with relevant bodies occupational standards for the Hajj and Umrah sector in Nigeria, provide an avenue for skills acquisition and entrepreneurship development of Nigerian youth, and be a reference point globally for Hajj and Umrah training. The chairman also said that the institute will help in carrying out global trends since everything now is being carried out by the use of technology. On foreign, Russian President Vladimir Putin on Monday approved the sale of MERCEDES-BENZ MBGNDE local financial service division to Russian car dealer Avtodom, nudging the German automaker closer towards fully offloading its Russian assets. Mercedes-Benz suspended production at its factory in Russia and halted exports to the country last March and said in October it would fully quit the Russian market, selling stakes in its Russian assets to a local investor. Its exit is part of an exodus of global companies from Russia after Moscow sent tens of thousands of troops into Ukraine last February. Under Russian law, Putin is required to approve the sale of stakes in Russian finance or energy ventures, while approval from a separate government commission is required for deals involving firms from so-called unfriendly countries that have imposed sanctions against Russia. Putin signed an order on Monday approving the sale of Mercedes-Benz Bank Ross, the auto company's financial service arm in Russia, to Avtodom, which specializes in sales of premium vehicles. Avtodom said it's now hoped to receive permission from separate government commission by the end of February to finalize the deal for all the Mercedes-Benz Russian assets, including a factory outside Moscow where it will look to restore production that was mothballed almost a year ago. Heavily reliant on Western financing and global supply chains, Russia's auto industry has been hit hard by Western sanctions. Britain is pressing on with work on a possible digital pound that could be in use by the second half of this decade and help prevent the fragmentation of an electronic cash system dominated by tech or banking giants, officials said on Monday. The Bank of England and the Finance Ministry said a central bank digital currency was likely to be needed later this decade as they launched a new consultation for the design of such a system. While cash is here to stay, a digital pound issued and backed by the Bank of England could be a new way to pay that's trusted, accessible and easy to use, Finance Minister Jeremy Hunt said in a statement. That's why they want to investigate what is possible first, whilst also making sure they protect financial stability. BOE Governor Andrew Bailey said the implication of a digital pound, including privacy issues, had to be considered. He said the consultation and the further work the bank will now do will be the foundation for what would be a profound decision for the country on the way they use money. Prime Minister Rishi Sunak asked the BOE to look into the case for a CBDC when he was Finance Minister in 2021. Other central banks such as the US Federal Reserve and the European Central Bank are also considering launching their own CBDCs, and 11 countries have already launched them. Unlike crypto assets, the digital pound will be issued by the central bank and not the private sector, and its value would be fixed. Under Britain's proposal, individuals would not hold accounts directly with the BOE. Instead, they would have accounts with private digital wallet providers, which would provide digital pounds over public infrastructure. Officials said a digital pound, while offering services similar to those already available to consumers, would avoid the risks of competing non-interoperable systems operated by tech giants or banks and would drive future innovation. The idea of CBDCs gathered momentum after Facebook proposed in 2019 a crypto asset called Libra that would have pegged its value to a basket of currencies. It was eventually shut down. The new head of innovation at the Bank of International Settlements, a forum for central banks, told Reuters in an interview published on Monday that CBDCs would face geopolitical limits. Britain would impose initial restriction on how the CBDCs, individual or businesses, could hold as a precaution to avoid the risks of encircling the financial system, the BOE and Finance Ministry said. BOE Deputy Governor John Kulefe is due to give a speech to update the finance industry on the BOE's CBDC work. Turkish authorities confirmed over 2,000 deaths, with another over 1,000 reported in Syria after powerful earthquakes bring thousands of buildings crashing down in both countries. An initial magnitude 7.8 tremor in southern eastern Turkey early on Monday was followed by a magnitude 7.6 earthquake hours later amid several aftershocks. The United States Geological Survey said the initial tremor was centered about 33 kilometers 20 miles from Gaziantep, a major city and provincial capital. Dozens of countries have pledged to aid in search and rescue operations. Let's join Jonah Malik now for our sports update.
Following her victory in the women's 200-meter heat at the University of Mexico Open Classic, Nigerian sprinter Favour Ofili had a successful opening to the 2023 season as she beat 21-year-old Lucian sprinter Julian Alfred, who returned in time of 22.56 seconds to finish second. The 20-year-old Commonwealth gold medalist also competed in the 60-meter preliminary round and finished third in 7.25 seconds. However, Ofili improved for her event final and finished third in 7.21 seconds, setting a new season best. Alfred won the race with a collegiate record time of 7.00 seconds. The sprinter, a Louisiana State University student, had a stellar 2022 season and was a member of the Nigerian's 4x100-meter women's relay team, which won gold and set a new African best of 42.10 seconds at the 2022 Commonwealth Games in Birmingham. Still on sports, Tolu Arokudare has explained his reason for snubbing a move to Anderlecht and his last-minute decision to join rivals KRC Genk. The young forward caused quite a controversy in Belgium on January transfer deadline day when he was announced as a Genk player. Arokudare had his medical with Anderlecht but made U-turn and signed with Genk instead after receiving a phone call from Genk director Dimitri De Conde. What do I have to say about that day? Nothing. There is no reason why we should talk about Anderlecht. I am at Genk and I am happy to be here, he told Hate Listed News. Arokudare becomes the latest Nigerian to sign for the team and he hopes to follow their footpath. So many Nigerians have passed through this club. When I look at Paul's route, I just know that I can become a better footballer here. Genk is a club that makes young players better. I needed that. I am Malik Jonah reporting. Back to Akasta for more stories.
Thanks for the update, Jonah. On entertainment, Nollywood actress Kate Henshaw has spoken out on the issues heralding the nation following the CBN's new policy and the new notes disbursement. Henshaw, who is enraged by the situation of things in the country, took to her Instagram page to call out the Apex Bank in the country and the president of the nation. The actress believes that the CBN has been feeding people inaccurate information about how much it deposits into smaller banks daily. Enshore's comments are coming at a time when the nation is facing severe hardship following the implementation of a cashless policy introduced by the CBN and the scarcity of cash for many Nigerians. On Monday, 6 February 2023, Mr. Easy took to his Twitter account to call out Latino megastar Bad Bunny for infringing on the intellectual property of Empire artist Joeboy. According to Mr. Easy, Bad Bunny recorded a Joeboy song without going through the standard clearance process with the label and the artist. Mr. Easy then proceeded to add a YouTube link to the song in question in another tweet in an effort to eliminate any doubt as to his claim. The Empire boss didn't restrict his complaints to Twitter as he took to LinkedIn to further expatiate on the copyright infringement. In the post on his LinkedIn page, Mr. Easy complained about the disregard from Bad Bunny and his label over their failure to clear the song. He further shared that he found their actions to be disrespectful and condescending. As of the time of filing this report, Bad Bunny's camp is yet to reply to the accusations. And that's the size of our package today. Join us tomorrow at the same hour to watch our news as we give you updates on happenings within and across the globe. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Malachi TV. Like and follow our Facebook page, MLC TV, Instagram, MLC TV 2021, Twitter at MLC TV 1. For your event coverage, information, contribution, adverts, and sponsorship, please call any of our numbers displayed on your screen. Join us Friday and Saturday to watch our special programs. It's Malachi TV, reaching everywhere, informing everyone. I am Matthias Ayodeji Peter. Please continue to be your brother's keeper to build a united and peaceful society together. Please go get your PVCs to vote and elect credible leaders in the forthcoming general elections. It is your civic responsibility. Thanks till I come your way tomorrow. Bye.